What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another Musume video. And now we are here, as you can see. As expected, it was eventually going to happen. I was going to train New Year's Kitasan Black. So that is why we are here training her right now. So obviously I'll be training the New Year's one because it's the medium distance one. So here we are with her parents borrowing a Marzensky one for medium distance. And also my Seiyun Sky as well. I'm pretty sure they only give medium distance. I shouldn't be getting anything else. As for the setup, pretty similar. It's just instead of a power card, decided to go with a guts card, which is the Suzuka one that recently came out, if I'm not mistaken. For the speed cards, Duramente and Still in Love, instead of the Taishin card, because we were using fine Mr. CB yesterday. Instead of Taishin, we're using Ramano. No Air Shakur, so we're using Super Creek. And as the usual group card, Speed Symbol. But with that being said, let's just jump into the run. No need to double the points because I finally caught up because I rarely did any runs over the weekend when the event was fairly fresh, right? It was fairly fresh. So yeah, finally did that. And before we do jump into the run and the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There's a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined the circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle, and then after that, head over to the comment section or to the circle request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle, not somebody else. But I don't know why I blanked out for like 2 seconds, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But now loading up the comments. I'm do this, and the first 2 comments I'll be going over. One is from Darren, but the other is from someone who I haven't seen in the comment sections before. I'm gonna go over those 2 real quick, and then we'll start off with Nova's usual first comment. Pretty much what he said in his first comment. We'll go over Nova's batches right after. So, starting off with the last 2 comments that didn't make it in the fine why am I saying fine motion? The Mr. CB video from yesterday. The first one is from, I'm just gonna call you Farhan. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. But if there's a specific name you want me to call you or call you by, just leave it down with your next comment if you do comment again. If you do comment again. But it says, can you make a short tier list video for beginners? I just started a game and can't find any video for who to reroll or choose from selector. It's a funny thing to ask me because for the most part, whether if it's gonna be me or most people who leaves a comment in the comment section, we pretty much just go for whoever we like. Now granted, in the beginning I did what I did in the beginning when I first started. Obviously gonna be different from you because you have many choices to choose from. But if you're just talking from this, I don't even know who's in the selector, to be honest, because I don't know. But I'd say just go for whoever you like, honestly speaking. Especially if it's just the beginning. Because eventually you're gonna need different Umas anyway to build up your stadium team anyway. So for the reroll or from the selector, you can pretty much just pick whoever you want. But it depends also, I guess, how you failed that training. And that was like 15%. Like what kind of approach you want to take towards the game. I don't want to go into like too much details, but it's like, is your main goal just to have fun? You trying to win like the CMs, the League of Heroes, and all that? It all pretty much depends, I would say, on your approach. If you really just want to have fun and just bring in whoever you want to these events and just train, any Uma of your choice, as long as they fit that race, distance, and all that, then sure. But if you're trying to take it a little more serious, then I'm not the right guy to ask that for. But if you're just starting off with, I would just say just pick whoever you like, to be quite honest. That's what I did in the beginning, although I didn't really care or worried too much about like the whole PvP element going into the game. All I knew was once I started the game, I realized I needed different Umas for different races, at least 3 of each. I just went from there. I don't even think I've seen a tier list myself, although to be quite honest, I haven't really had any reason to go look for it, so because I didn't necessarily care about the Umas I was pulling for. It was more like if I wanted them, then I'll pull for them and all that. So that's pretty much it. But thank you for the comment. Sorry if I didn't give you the answer that you want. But the next comment that didn't make it in yesterday's video is from Darren. Today, my internet provider understood my problem on why I can't access this game. I'm spending my 1 year to resolve this crap problem with them. They're state enterprise and they merged to one company, but in deep construct they don't like any of these two stats, but whatever. But in deep contract they did not merge at all. Someday they will fix this, or someday they fix this crap problem. I drive for. That means I tribute my time to Musume homeboy who used this crap ISP in my country, same as me. I tried, but so good to hear this news. Sorry if it sounds like I was struggling to read. It was only because I was trying to make sense of the I was just trying to read it as is, but also trying to maybe add a word here and there to kind of make a little bit more sense. So yeah, so did they? I'm assuming they fixed it. I think, from my understanding, I'm trying to understand this. I'm assuming it took you 1 year to resolve this problem, which is, I do remember you mentioning a problem with your internet like a long time ago, probably like a year ago. Could that be the year hiatus you were talking about? Like year off you were talking about? Maybe, not too sure. But if they did, glad to hear they finally fixed it and that you're back. But other than that, thank you for the comment, Darren. Appreciate it as always. Now the next comments are going to be from Novus. These comments are now all going to be from yesterday's video. And as usual, Nova first as usual. I guess I'll give my first impression of if ER for now. I guess, was it Ethereum restart or whatever it is. The gacha rate is okay, I guess. I actually don't remember the gacha rate, or I don't remember looking at the gacha rate, if I'm being honest. The best part about it is no 50-50, nor weapon banner and 80 pity. Yeah, I didn't know there was no 50-50. So basically, from my understanding, the limited banner eventually just gets added into the permanent banner, but the limited banners, no matter what, it's just like Wuwa's weapon banner, where when you get it is when you get it. It just depends on when you get it. The combat itself is like HSR, which is the game I never really played at all for that matter. Yes, that is the game that I did specifically compared it to because it was turn-based, and I do play Star Rails, so it I get it. I guess it's, did we get it? No, we didn't. I'm gonna just go for the 2 bond. Where the combat itself? Yeah, I guess it's something that I'm okay with since they're auto and all that. As for the character graphics, see what you got to say about that. I think it's on the disappointing side. I guess I just got spoiled by Wuwa and Zenless. The story is something that I didn't even bother at all. I think I'm okay with not knowing the lore at all. Finally, there's the sweep function, which is just Arknights, where you just simply watch your battle repeat for X times. You can leave the battle to run in the background, so that's a plus. And then I spent some money. Am I surprised? No. I spent some money for the monthly pass, and yeah, I don't think I'll put much investment in the game. The 6-month timer starts now. Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. You definitely got spoiled with Wuwa and Zenless, because initially when I first saw like whatever ads that started popping up ever since I heard the game, actually I need to text my friend also to confirm if he actually did start it, because I did. Either way, I'm already playing it. My brother is actually playing it as well, so it's fine. But yeah, definitely when I saw like the video and all that, in my opinion, it's like on par or as good as some of the games out there, but not on the same tier as who was that Hoyo Games, Zenless, No Break, and all that, because compared to especially Wuwa and Zenless, even though I figured it wasn't gonna be like them, because of obviously it just felt like more of a normal gacha game, because you're just navigating through, all right, I gotta navigate through the menu to go to the next part of the story, whereas in like Wuwa and Zenless, open world and all that, right? So I think that was like the biggest takeaway, where I was like, this feels more like the I guess gotcha game that I normally come across and play. Not like Hoyo and all that. So I can see why it's on a disappointing side, because yes, it is not on par as on those with those games. I can see it being in a side game that's easy to manage. I think. It's only what, day 2, so we'll see. Cap is someone I neither like nor dislike. It's like perfectly neutral. I just want her for the collection. Nothing more, nothing less. It's. I think it's only because you have both other caps that you just want to have all 3. That's just my assumption. That is just my assumption. Because there have been many characters where you gave the vibe where you didn't like nor dislike, or where you'll be like, you like a certain thing but they're lacking something, you know. But you never pulled for them. So what makes Cap different besides the collection of having all of the caps? I'm just asking questions here. No need to take it serious. I am just asking questions. Because I did say I'm just a curious person, so I'll end up asking questions. If Vivlos wasn't a betweener, then maybe I wouldn't focus on that. Still, I sausage pulled daring tack in because it's too good not to do it. Well, I mean, it kind of made sense that you went for it, since it did seem like you were starting to train a lot more betweeners because of Vivlos, so nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Looks like we have a new chick in GFL 2, and this time it's actually somebody who did not appear in the previous GFL series, which makes her less of a priority pull for me. I guess I could just get a copy for collection. Weren't you the one who said that you were gonna get every single doll girl and that releases before it came out? Like a week before it came out or something like that? I remember it perfectly fine. I remember you saying that. Are you gonna... I mean, I would be more surprised if you didn't pull, only because I remember you saying that. But I do understand if you don't. I do understand if you don't. So yeah. Where are we? It's just Russ, just to be sure. Haven't mentioned reverse for a while, but I did pull for the new mineral chicken, yeah. Broken with Melania Euphoria. I guess the trend is that broken characters coming fast while global catch up to CN. I'm just managing. That's the easiest way you can describe how I'm doing reverse. Nothing bad, but just going through every day, just doing the dailies, doing whatever pops up and all that, the events. As for the new mineral chick you're talking about, I don't think I did, or did I? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I think I started saving again. I wasn't too sure if I was gonna pull for her or not. I did end up getting the... What was the star one? Was it star, right? The blue one? That one, the last one. I did get her. That's it. I think that's the last one I got. Gotchas are easy these days, huh? I guess people never experience FGO and Conco if you count that as a gotcha. Back in those days, time was the key to success. FG. I do remember FGO, but I didn't play as long as many other games. I did play for a few, but 2 years. But yeah, I'd say they are easier these days. I wouldn't, honestly speaking, I wouldn't be able to manage all these gotcha games if it wasn't. If I mean, right, Nova? That's really all I can say. That's really all I can say. Because playing double digit gotcha games, like, yeah, I'd say it's fairly easy. Hoyo games, smooth sailing, because I made sure my account was built up. Wink, wink. Hmm. Just trying to remind someone. Trying to remind someone. Failed the training this time, but this time I was in 20s. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Tanoki responded saying FGO released 2015 and Concol like 2013. Damn, feels old. And then Noah says veteran for 8 years here. I don't remember how long I played FGO, but I know I didn't play for 8 years. Oh, he says Concol veteran for 8 years. Never played Concol. I'm pretty certain of. But FGO I did play for a few years. Not 8 years, like your Concol. I'm surprised that Atelier is still alive in JP. Would you consider playing there? I wouldn't say I'm surprised that a JP is alive for Atelier, because the JP fans are more dedicated and committed than global. I'm just saying how it is. That's how I feel based off community and all that. When especially if I'm gonna compare, especially if I'm gonna compare the global community of like Hoyo. That's like the perfect example. That's like the perfect example, especially for Genshin. I've mentioned it multiple times. I'm not gonna go into too much detail. Quick quick description or reason is just that they've been toxic, but this past year or so they've been extra toxic. We'll just say that. Just based off the drama that I've technically kept up with, because it just kept popping up. Because it kept popping up. Although it's been a little bit more tame, I guess, but small things still pop up here and there. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the only reason why I feel like the Atelier's game is still going. Is simply because the community there in general, just that side in general, is way better. But what I go over, I already answered this when the game first announced its EOS. I find no reason for me to go to it, because main reason is I enjoyed the story. I was there for the story and the characters. So if I go to the JP side, I won't be able to read it, and I doubt there will be someone. I doubt there will be someone in YouTube will take time to translate every story and all that. If there is, well, props to that guy. But even then, it's just for me. If I were to just go watch, if this is for, let's just say they did have videos of translations of the story, someone translated, right? It wouldn't be the same as me playing through the game and going through the story. You get me? Like the experience is not the same. So like my reason of like the story and all that. So like all the story that I personally, experienced myself and read, I was excited for, felt the feels for and all that. If I was just to read it, it will take a lot of that like feeling out of it, because I would in a way be less immersed because I'm just reading it instead of like me reading it after, going through the story. you know you know That's pretty much what I'm trying to say on why I wouldn't go to the JP side after playing the global side. It'll be completely different if, well, it's completely different if I do end up playing the game. If I had started off in JP in general, then from there it doesn't necessarily matter. Zenless is easier than Wuwa, and I can say this now having played both for quite a while. I don't think there's a debate here. Yeah, they only have like a 2-month gap from each other, if I'm not mistaken. 2-month, 1-month gap. It's weird, but I guess I get it. Cause no, will it? I don't know how long the banner is, but I feel like the reason why they already put first on Zenless for their first anniversary, even though they're a month early, is because the 2.0 patch will carry over to their anniversary, which was the same for Wuwa. Zani was, when Zani came out, it wasn't the actual time, it was when Chakona, around the time Chakona came out. But yes, no debate. Wuwa is definitely harder than Zenless. No debate. No debate. Whenever I heard I'm gonna try this from Shushu, I know it's gonna happen already. I don't even know which or when I said that. So whenever I said that, I probably didn't do it. Because I probably most likely forgot. If I'm being honest. If I am being honest. Uh, Next comment from Nova. It's true, Eugen made me this way. It's true. It's true. Is this foreshadowing or a code? Eugen says. It's a fact, that's what we're saying. It's neither foreshadowing or a code. It's just a fact that we're saying that you made Nova this way in Uma, apparently. Nova says, I'm triggered, and Tanoki says, get a room, you two. What he said. What he said. I'll type out my thoughts about how I do my runs later. Noki can grade me on my input, but I'll try to put what I learned so far. It's funny how this is all coming literally in the final weeks of the scenario, but I guess better late than never, especially for Those who still haven't gotten some kind of understanding. So I'll go over it. I guess we all really do have different umas we tend to pull. I don't think anyone here has the same like when it comes to umas. Maybe Rick and Shushu are the closest. I would say so too, because with Teo and Cap. Tanoki says, yeah, closest. Nova and Eugen farthest, I am pretty sure. Well, yeah, one likes mountains, then one is perfectly fine with small hills and flat plains. That's all I gotta say. Because that is the truth. The complete opposite of me and Rick. I did a lot. Oh wait, that's not your comment, Nova. I saw Noki on another YouTuber stream today for Uma. It seems he has moved on from Shushu. Oof. I don't stream, so it's not like I look at other Uma YouTubers. So I'm not gonna care, so to speak. It is what it is. Tanoki can do what he wants. Tanoki says, I'm still here. Based YouTuber though. You see one from Rental Deck. That went wild. Well, a UB1 Vivlos with S on medium and check. It's done. I am done with this scenario. Which means Nova ain't training anymore for the rest of the scenario. Which means he's back to just doing one run a day. Am I right? Am I right? Feel like I'm right. That's what it feels like. And then the next comment is his initial thoughts. So I'm just gonna read it. No response. I'm just gonna go straight into it just so I can go through it as fast as possible. About the scenario training, there are a lot of things to say here, but I'll just mention two things. First year stamps and group card usage. First year stamps is usually make or break a run for me if I don't get one pink battery and a blue or green battery. I'm assuming you're talking about the bonds. I decided I wasn't going to respond, but I feel like I understand what he's talking about here, just in case y'all didn't know what he's talking about. This is a must for getting your rainbow trainings to appear faster and also to help out with the Hiseko route down the line. After getting those batteries, you'll want to consider which color of stamp you want to aim for before the first year's over. Of course, getting Pink Harmony, the 2-star stamp, is good. Pink Harmony, the 2-star stamp? Which one's that one? Pink 2... Is that the friendship one? Is that the friendship one that I didn't pick over the green skill, I think? I think. That's the friendship skill, right? I don't... Or the friendship bonus. I'll point it out when if I see it. Anyway, my bad. I do pick that one if that is the one. There are other decent blue stamps you can get along the way. The key is to make sure you have pink majority before the first summer. Yes, that I was fully aware of since, well, after like maybe the first week. Be honest. Shoot. With group card usage, it's really kind of handy to have. Of course, the trick is to know when you should use a group card to rest. When? Now that is something that's new to me. Only because And this is for all group cards in general. So, like in general, since the first group card until now, I've been pretty much trying to do the same thing, and that was pretty much save at least one, like for the last section of training, like where the Baltanosho Japan Cup Arimakinen is the final of the final year. But when to use it? Now you've piqued my interest. For the first year, you want to train with the group card once to make sure it gives you the bonus gauge for you to secure the batteries. Oh. I haven't been training in the first one. I usually try to start in the second one right before summer. That's just me. That's just me. Second time, I think I often just focus on training on whoever the group card is to tickle it until the second event comes out. I'm assuming second event, like the second time you pick a skill or a stamp. This will secure your second battery. From then on, it is recommended to use your group card starting with the second year when you know that 3-star stamps will start to appear. Starting with the second year. I usually go later into the second year though. Not like in the beginning. But it is recommended to go with this option for resting. Middle, bottom, top. The top option gives you the most energy back. Does it? At least at the time, maybe I used it at the wrong time and that's why it didn't give me as much. Maybe that's why. For the most part, I usually I try to start with the middle one because I try to use the middle one prior to going to the first summer training. At least that was my routine was. With the wait, so it is often used for instances where you do need that burst of energy, like right before summer. With the fourth date, you will have the ability to max out one gauge automatically. With the fourth date, yeah. So you should try your best to focus on just one color if you know that your next date is gonna give you one max color for free. That makes sense. That makes sense. I guess that would make sense on why you want to kind of get to that part a little earlier, I guess. Last but not least, you should always remember to complete your dating before the end of second summer. Oh, like I said, like I said, I usually try to end it basically after the second summer. So that's where I've been doing that wrong. But no one said anything. I will admit, I did say for most of those that I did mess up the dating timing. I did say that I wasn't paying attention to it because for the most part I do press rest if I'm not keeping up with the dates. But get it done before the end of second summer. Okay. I shall keep all this in mind. This whole group card usage in mind on my off-camera runs and future videos. There are more to be said about the stamps and all, but that could literally take an hour. I agree. And then Tanoki says, calling it batteries is great. I have tried breaking down the stamps in YouTube comments, but it's just kind of tough. Yeah. Because when Nova said Pink Harmony 2-star stamp, unless we're talking about the friendship one that I normally do pick out of pink ones when it comes to the 2-star ones, at least. That is one of that I do pick. that is one that I do pick or try to pick. when it's there if it's one of the options. I should also note that Hiseko rest heals a bad condition, so something to keep in mind if never needed. I didn't know that either, because I never used it when I had a bad condition. Either I just never got a bad condition when I had her, or or it happened before. I don't know. I don't remember at all because I didn't know. I'll just say I didn't know. Yeah, like this training, I still got dates and I'm in the last. I'm heading to the last. This is a Takara's. Yeah, it is. Oh no, it is. Yeah, and we're heading towards the summer already. So already messed that up. I think the gauge thing is pretty clear. This is Tanoki responding again. It depends on the timing and race schedule, but you'd want to aim maxing 2 colors, pink and green, usually for Hiseko. At least a 844 if possible. 844. The issue is more of stamp choices. It's crazy impossible to talk about all the stamps with no pictures on YouTube. I agree. Which is why Harmony didn't help me, but I think I may have gotten it right. I think I may have gotten it right. I think. This is also a 2-star. This is a 2-star, I showed this yesterday, a 2-star stamp that I normally go for also. But moving on to the last 2 comments from Nova. The first one says, so I got the new chick in Zenless in 70. Went for the weapons for Yao and the new chick. Total of 160 more pulls. Wait. You didn't have Asher's weapon? Thought you did. I think I need to save again for Tefufu. Then again, swiping at the end helped. I knew you were going to swipe. I chose Grace and Rena's W engine as well. Grace and Rena's. So you ended up choosing Grace and Rena's W. I just went with Rena and Rena. Just for both. It only made sense to me at the very least it did. At the very least it did. As for my polls, that will be posted later. And then lastly, since Eugen bragged about his luck, well, I'll figure that out after. Since Eugen bragged about his luck, I'm gonna do the same. For ER, I did 1 single pull and got Mio, who is arguably the strongest character so far. Mio. 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 Mio? I'm trying to figure out who it is. Mio. Oh, her. Where was she? Where was she in the banners? What the heck? Did you just pull on the permanent banner? Huh? In 1 single pull. That is a straight up flex. Maybe I need to look at the banner again, because I swear I didn't see her. Unless this was literally recent, because I didn't see her, but oh well. We'll just let Nova flex. Just to flex, because Whenever Eugen does something, he has to, from what it sounds like, because Eugen started spending on Uma, and then Nova had to come back and start spending on Uma again. Yes, Nova, I'm looking at you. But yeah, that's why, Eugen, that's why you made Nova this way. That's why. We'll just go with that. But other than that, that is pretty much it from Nova. So thank you for all the comments, Nova. Next comment is gonna be from Rick. I did like 5 runs with Aguri, and it was hard to get close to me. Precious best Aguri. Precious? Best Aguri, and also I haven't pulled new cards since then, so I think I will just use my previous Aguri and Teo and train Orferv and call her today. If I get good Orferv, I'll try to get a better Aguri. And that is pretty much it. All the comments from Rick. Thank you for the comments, Rick. Just do what you gotta do. I mean, you gotta get one done to move on with the other anyways, so seems normal, I guess. Seems normal, I would say. I still got this. Okay, I definitely see why I should be getting the dates out of the way as soon as possible, but this isn't the first time I've messed up on the dates in a video, so. Next comment is, or comments are gonna be from Eugen. First one says, boo. No early comments when I have my lunch on the right schedule because I lost my phone, so rip. Like you lost your phone? Or you misplaced it and you found it? But if you lost your phone, damn, rip indeed. Rip indeed, that sucks. That does suck. Next comment from where is he? From Eugen. And it says, Zenless update, I don't know what I'm doing. I pulled for the new Bang Boo and got the new Bang Boo in 10 pulls. Well, congrats. Congrats. Unlike someone who would call me out for getting it within 30 pulls, even though it was guaranteed and I went down all the way to pity. Right, Eugen? Right, Eugen? At least someone says congrats instead of, man, look at this guy getting it in 30, even though in reality I went down all the way to 90. Yeah. Besides that, then did you do or did you do it? Did do try. Come on, man. Tried the main story a bit to get new costume. I think you had to finish it, but the story's, I haven't tried it. I haven't started yet. I'm doing that over the weekend. Then I randomly think like, oh, I got 10 pulls for the new Bang Boo. Let's go for the new agent. Then I press it right away and poof, I got Yishwin for 10 pulls. Congrats. Congrats. Unlike all the saltiness that always happens. I wonder if I go for the W engine, but I guess I have enough for Jufufu to save up. Then Nova says, I don't know. It's like Miyabi without her weapon. She won't be as strong without her weapon. It's gonna be like that for DPSs. I'll admit, if they don't have their weapon, for DPSs at the very least, they will be hitting less. Then Eugen said, Nova dragged me to pulls, so 10 pulls got the restrained. Then the rest went to spending 10k signals. To get King Ming Birdcage, Nova pushed me to the cliff, so no more Jufufu signals. I mean, unless you did all the events already, which I highly doubt, you'll be able to farm some signals for Jufufu. But congrats. Regardless, you got it both. That's all that matters. And then Nova says you should be fine. Just save up 10 pulls for tofu. Your luck is so good right now. I'm jelly. Says the one who did a single pull and got a character in an ethereal restart. I don't know the rates though. Although I don't know the percentage, I guess, because you're really just getting. So, oh yeah, whatever. You get it. But that is the last comment from Eugen. Thank you for the comment, Eugen. And lastly, oh, I did not want to click that. Lastly, there is a few comments from you, Tanoki. And the first one, where is it? Says, trying to keep like the build talk in one comment usually. Anyway, Orf and Dura comes with the innate skill Rain. A final corner XL for chasers that's on par with Check, but the chaser version. It also comes on Power Buena, and I wouldn't go without it for Mr. CB. Well, I said in the beginning that I was using Mr. CB to test out using a power card. But more or less, I probably should have just done Duramente and tested out with Kita rather than doing the Mr. CB run. But maybe we'll do that next week. So, yeah. My understanding theoretically is that Stamina Creek is low specialty rate. The concern isn't 1200 stamina, but rather 1200 guts. Then again, we do see no stamina, no guts cards with 1200 guts, so in a sense, what even am I doing wrong? You and I both? You and I both. But yes, there are times where, like I believe I mentioned this yesterday, where Stamina Creek does sometimes miss out in giving me 1200 guts, only because the RNG pretty much was bad. That's all I gotta say. Whether it's I didn't have as much stamina training or any of those random good guts training appeared, that didn't really appear. So it happens. I pretty much just got used to it over as the scenario went on, so it is what it is. At least we got that, but this run should be whatever. We're just gonna finish the rest of the comments, which is just two more. Although this one is fairly long, because it is. Although, let me go over this one first. To be fair, like 2 weeks into the scenario, I was trying to talk about stamp choices, and the back and forth of this one, maybe this one, plus the 1 day time delay. So I just gave up and said Discord VC if needed. Well, yes, it was the first 2 weeks. I believe I didn't start getting used to picking specific stamps until like the 3rd week into the first month, when I started really picking stamps that I really wanted, unless I had no choice but to pick a crap one, but that's besides the point. As for the reply you added, it is quite on the long side. And it is quite a good hint though. I'm gonna try and go through it as fast as possible. I've already tried to say a lot of this before in context of a specific run, but maybe it might mean more now that you've played the scenario more. I'll have, I guess you could say, a better understanding. Because 2 weeks compared to now, I should have more of an understanding. Bonds, 1-star bond stamps only. Pink 5-star friendships point copium. And then 2-star harmony over the blue hint. The 2-star blue hint, I would have. The 2-star blue hint or the 1-star blue hint? I don't know which one you're talking about. Or is this just 2 stars in general? I'm gonna assume these are 2 stars in general. I think. I don't know, because you said pink hint. My understanding was harmony is like the 2-star pink friendship skill, I assume. Over the blue hint. Pink hint. I don't know what the pink doppelganger doppelganger is. That one I don't know what that is. But you said over the green hint. Doppelganger. And 3-star harmony, most important. Then there is a whole range of friendship bonuses, motivation bonus, and training bonus stamps. Besides that, maybe pink doppelganger. I still don't know which one's a doppelganger. Which one's the pink doppelganger? The issue really is that one stamp builds on the next, and a lot of the context is stripped with just the above info. I'll just drop as many lines as possible. You get an increased number of stamps at 2, 4, and 8 on the gauges. I did get that. 2 1-star bond is like the foundation of Iseiko build, but you can take a 60 specialty rate bond as a replacement for that. I usually did go for 2. I believe I mentioned that earlier in this video again, or yesterday. As for the 60 specialty rate bond as a replacement, didn't know that. Before year 1, quarter 3, once you get the bond of one color, mostly ignore trainings of that color. Once you get the bond of one color. Oh, so if I get the blue one, ignore blue ones. Get it. Or if I get the pink one, I guess ignore the pink one. Don't take 2 hints, 2-star stamps together. 2 hint, 2-star stamps together. Do you mean 2-star hint stamps? I don't know what you mean by this one. Save the scenario card dates until year 2, quarter 2. Ah, so that differentiates from Nova. And that more aligns with mine when I said I usually start at year 2. Quarter 2 being around like, what was that? I guess May, June-ish, which would be literally right before the summer training, which I did say that's where I usually want to start. Exceptions apply for gauge purposes, or if you picked a blue stamp, then the motivation goes down. When picking 3-star stamps, friendship bonus, motivation bonus, and training bonus is good, but diminishing returns at some point after multiple friendships. Bonus stamps, for example, motivation bonus is actually much better, for instance. Is there a pure motivation bonus? Because I know there is like a percentage of like 3% friendship bonus, and then like, was it 15% motivation bonus? I'm not too sure. Not too sure. And then now that I'm typing this out, I also had a memory resurface from my archive that YouTube yeeted out one of my long comments on this too. Hope it didn't happen again. Well, it's here and I read it out loud, so you good. And then now the last comment, which is also a fairly long comment, but this one, I will say I can skip everything for the most part because it's more or less a thumbs up, thumbs down. Here's a little hint or advice or whatever I need to say about the stamp you chose on this specific option. So I'm gonna keep that. If you guys are interested, just look at this comment. It's the last comment from Tanoki, but I will just read what I feel like. Um, I guess not, because yeah, I'll just go over the little response he added, and it says, "I hope YouTube didn't yeet this one too. Either way, like you said, your stamp choices aren't that bad. Like I said, they aren't bad. You literally judge me off my little blunder in the last video." And you didn't really comment on the other ones where I felt like I did do a better job than 2 videos ago. Just saying. Just saying. So I did say I did get my stamp choices pretty much figured out, or pretty much figured out for the most part around a month in. Although I will admit I still mess it up here and there. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. But margins are just annoyingly fine for this scenario, and it's just about enough to knock a mid UC deck average down to mid UD average. There must be a big difference. The, the reason why I say that around a month I started pretty much knowing what I was doing with the scenario is because I don't think if I didn't at least have some kind of knowledge of the scenario or the stamps, I don't think I would have gotten those UCs for the long distance. For the long distance Umas that I trained, to be honest. Since you said the threshold was like the mid UC to mid UD, which is, those were like low UCs, but I did have a mid UD in that Orfurv. And then normally it would be a mid UD with the once in a while really bad run, which ends up in a UE or a low UD. But there we go. Let me refresh, but that is going to be pretty much it for all the comments. So thank you, Nova, Tanoki, Eugen, Rick, Darren, and was it Farhan? Farhan, yes. Thank you for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And the continuing support. But let's just get this out of the way. I probably should have just done this while I was going over the final comments, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, I was supposed to bring this up literally like a week ago, I guess. At this point, yeah, a week ago. Right? Let me see something real quick. Is it a week ago? Yeah. Pretty much a week ago, I was supposed to mention this, but a week from today, not a week, 7 videos ago, starting from this video, 7 and 6, 7, 8, was the 1000th Uma Musume video that I did. So right now, this is the 1007th Uma video. At least that's what I have down. Kind of crazy. That's a lot. There's a lot of Uma videos. There's a lot of training videos there. But yeah. Ended off with 1780 on stamina, 1094. Or, whoa, 1780 on speed, 1094 on stamina, 1224 on power, 1233 on guts, 1110 on wise, with an S aptitude on medium distance. That is pretty much it for this run. So with that being said, guys, it is Friday, so I do want to wish y'all a good weekend. So with that being said, guys, that'll be the end of this video. If you guys did make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know your plans for the weekend. For myself, I don't think I got any plans, like important plans. Probably just the usual. Maybe I don't know. Or just maybe something random will pop up. But yeah, let me know what you guys are up to for the weekend. I'll most likely try to get some training out of the way this time compared to last weekend. And if there's anything else you guys do want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is also down in the description. There is a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in, and it's called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request to join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or to the Circle Request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, if you guys are waiting for these endless videos, should be coming out a little bit later. And yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you once again. And as always, have a good weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.